Greetings, everyone. It's great to be with you once again. Thank you for everything you're doing by way of growing, maturing, learning, and serving. The presentation today is entitled The Rosicrucian Affiliated Body 2. One of the special features of being a Rosicrucian student of AMORC is the opportunity to participate and serve at a local Rosicrucian group. These affiliated bodies are specifically designed to assist each person to mature and evolve from neophyte to self-master. We'll continue to explore the wealth of opportunities for AMORC students to fully experience the Rosicrucian initiatic tradition and fraternity, and to be of service in shared creative work. You'll see before you now a work I've shown you before. It's entitled Life, Light, Love, Tri-Pitch. And it's by the beloved Rosicrucian artist Nicomedes Gomez. On the right, you'll see a work that depicts the microcosm. If you look closely in the bottom right, you'll see the key instructional booklet of the Rosicrucians, Liber 777, that'll give you resources on later. And we see the scene of a person's home sanctum and a person looking towards us. It's like unto ourselves in the mirror. We see the dove descending, we see the grail, and we see various temples. And we have a very inspiring scene of what it is to be a Rosicrucian conducting the work and worship in our home sanctum, our micro temple in our home. And we see the dove descending, symbolic of the enlightenment. Also in the center area, which we'll focus the most on, we see a Rosicrucian affiliated bodies. I think it could be a image we're seeing here. We'll see what's referred to as the Shekinah here, symbolic of the presence of the divine in our midst. The temple structure here is modeled after the interior of the Grand Temple of the Rosicrucian Order AMORC at Rosicrucian Park in San Jose, California. But this is emblematic of Rosicrucian affiliated bodies in general. You'll note that we rise up here in a triangular form when we see the Master Yeshua. I mean, it was Jesus, and the dove descending again. The Master Yeshua there in a way is symbolic of ourselves as self-masters, as growing and learning. In mysticism, it's the direct experience of all that is, no intermediaries coming into our full maturation. You'll note from the Shekinah, there's great radiations going out. And if you look closely, there's various people and beings and various graduated colors of light. In a way, it's symbolic of the evolvement of humanity, the growing up, the full maturation of humanity. And on the left of this tri-pitch, we'll see it at the macrocosmic level, which mirrors what we've seen here at the temple, the mesocosm level, or the temple as a microcosm, and here ourselves as a microcosm in our micro temple in our home. You see the earth, the great temple that we live on, the cosmic keyboard, all manifesting through vibrations, great radiations of illumination, love, and well-being through the all-seeing eye, depict symbolic of the universal intelligence, the cosmic, that is back of the cosmos, and much more. So we see beautifully portrayed before us in some ways the overview of our evolvement, the overview of existence, our divine person, and the full depth and meaning of life. Let us zoom in on the central work, and there we can see a main theme of what we'll cover today in both a mystical way and in other senses, the AMORC or Rosicrucian affiliated body. Taking this inspiring image in, we'll rise up into the cosmic, and then we'll descend like the dove of illumination back and continue our duties this day. You notice around the Shekinah, here in the lower central area, there's a beautiful red heart. We're going to go deep into the heart, the psychic heart, the spiritual heart, and the physical heart, the exercise and mystical uh, application we're about to undertake. We'll go deeper and deeper into ourselves as we rise higher and higher into the cosmos and experience the divine within, in a way symbolic here, the great radiations around the master, emblematic of our own inner master, our inner self, our master within. These are all things that we study weekly in our Rosicrucian lessons. I'll give you resources on these matters near the end of the presentation, including if you'd like to see these works of art in the tri-pitch and study them more closely. So at this time, I invite you to close your eyes when you're ready and let go of the cares of the day. And if it's even comfortable for you as you close your eyes, you get comfortable. Possibly you're seated in a chair. Possibly you're in your home sanctum. Or you may be lying down. What's key is you can breathe in an unencumbered way. It's the first part of our meditation exercise. We'll deal with the mastery of the breath. And we'll review some of the lessons of our weekly studies of the Rosicrucians and extend them in certain ways. The Rosicrucians are very practical. We deal with very profound things, as is true. But we worked to apply them in our life. In this way, we come into the greatest understanding, the greatest sense of well-being, that then we're able to pass on to others in service. So while you've got comfortable, close your eyes, and it's even comfortable to let go of where you are and who you are. Let us dwell inward. Let us focus on the great incoming of the breath and the great outgoing of the breath. What Rosicrucians refer to as neutral breathing, either holding the inhalation or holding the exhalation. Just enjoy the enrichment. It's true, we're continually breathing throughout our incarnation, from our first breath to our last, while we manifest on earth. But it's good to come back to the breath, because there's important keys for living in harmony. And if it's comfortable for you, I invite you to breathe deeper than usual. Maybe you have a window open in the room you are. You can feel all the more the fresh air coming in, helping us to be all the more alert and aware. And with this, breathing deeper, you may feel there's a wonderful tingling sensation, maybe starting in the tips of your fingers, your tips of your toes, starting to circulate through your body. Rosicrucians know that the effects of VLF, the vital life force. Some traditions refer to it as the chi or the prana. What's particularly active in giving us that elixir or tonic-like charge within our bodies is the positive polarity of the vital life force that's in the air. It's known as the cosmic essence. When we come into an intellectual understanding, which is very important, but also we have the experience, we come into that emotional, psychic, and overall spiritual experience. Then we're living fully, abundantly, in a balanced way. We begin to know and know that we know, and all that we say and do. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to extend your exhalation longer than your inhalation. And with each such extended exhalation, longer than the inhalation, we automatically feel the relaxation response. The great vagus nerve is stimulated, which helps draw us into what is technically known as autonomic balance, a dynamic balance of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Just like riding a bicycle down the street, we're holding the left and right handlebars. We work with the law of duality to steer and guide us and enter into the law of unity, by achieving our destination and feeling comfortable and well. So too, the two nervous systems help guide us through our life, through action on the one hand, to the one nervous system, and thoughtful reflection, meditation, and contemplation on the other. Blending those two together, we increase our degree of understanding and mastership, sense of well-being. This whole mystical exercise is geared toward that. Indeed, this whole presentation. Just continue to enjoy the gentle rhythm of the breath, feeling the enrichment, feeling the increased sensitivity, feeling increasingly ourselves. When that happens, a great deal of energy is released because it takes a lot of energy to not be ourselves. And it's so uplifting, so enriching to be ourselves. Let go of the negative suggestions we've been giving to ourselves and give positive, life-affirming, healing suggestions. And with each incoming breath, we can feel the increased charge of the vital life force, but also the increased presence of our true guide in nature and life, master within, so known as the inner self or the divine within. Let us continue following the discipline of the breath, in the system of order of breathing in this way. Enjoy ourselves. Feel soothed. Regenerated. Throughout the day, whenever we may be feeling agitated or vexed, overwhelmed, let us remember this exercise. Draw its momentum back and remember it. And also, breathe deeply. Extend the exhalation longer than the inhalation. We come back more to ourselves, a more mature perspective, increased competency. And we become more or less fearful. We're ready to embrace the great adventures in living. Transform what we have to do to what we get to do. For life is essentially our interpretation. As we take increasingly the interpretation, that deep maturity within us, all is transformed. All is transmuted. All is transfigured. Times it's a gradual process. And other times there's great leaps forward in understanding and in consciousness. We'll continue our meditation now by applying instructions of the booklet Liber 777. To do so, we'll further apply the law of purification, which we've been doing through the rhythm of our breaths. I invite you to say with me now the following prayer and invocation. May the divine essence of the cosmic infuse my being and cleanse me of all impurities of mind and of body, that I may enter the celestial sanctum and attune in pureness and in worthiness. So mote it be. I invite you now to use all your imaginative capacity and all your psychic faculties to mentally sense yourself rising up. Visualize yourself or picture yourself rising up from the room where you are, up over the building where you're dwelling, and now up over your neighborhood, and even your local geographic area, or your village, your town, or your city. And rise up faster and faster, enjoying the exhilaration of the ascent. Applying our imagination, our psychic faculties, and the assistance of the divine within. So we look down now in the county where we dwell, and even the province or state, and now even our great country or nation. We can see the weather systems and the water systems and the landforms below, and the great system and order of it all. So we continue to go up faster and faster, feeling the thrill of it all, the sense of awe, as we rise up over our continent, and even now our hemisphere, and now up over the temple of the earth, beautiful blue jewel that it is. You can sense its rotations about the axis, and the wondrous white satellite revolving around it, the moon. And let's go faster and faster, looking up, and we see the great fiery ball of the sun, our local star, and the great elliptical orbits of the planets. So we go faster and faster, way beyond the speed of light as we transcend space and time now, moving from the finite plane to the infinite plane. We pass out from the outer reaches of the solar system, past myriad stars and stellar phenomena, quasars and the pulsars and the black holes that balance the universe. Sense the presence of the great cosmic webs connecting the stars and the galaxies, past nebula, enjoying the beauty, the harmony of the spheres, the music of the spheres spoken of since ancient times, not only symbolic but a natural, astonishing experience. And we sense that we're in a great spiraling arm as part of our local galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. As we exit out from that arm and look back and see the great spiraling arms rotating around its great center where a huge black hole dwells. And we look up and we continue to go faster and faster, way beyond the speed of light. So we see other galaxies and nebula. Take in the wonder and beauty of it all. Increase the experience what the Rosicrucians refer to as the cosmic keyboard, the great music of the cosmos, passing from one octave to another, doubling the rates of vibration as we go. Increasingly sense what the Rosicrucians refer to as the cosmic. It is the universal intelligence back of the cosmos, and the working of all natural and spiritual laws throughout the cosmos, the great system and order. Take in the awe-inspiring vastness of the universe. past myriad stars and galaxies. As we rise higher and higher, we apply the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As we ascend, we also descend deeper and deeper within ourselves and increasingly experience the divine within. Sense the universe as a great temple of the divine. And you now even experience what the ancients have spoken of as the cosmic axis, the great axis of which the universe rotates about in one stupendous action. When you sense the presence and great motion of the universe, speed towards the midpoint of that cosmic axis. And when you reach it, slow up and take in the great temple of the divine all about you. Its vastness suggesting the movement we've made from the finite plane to the infinite plane. This high point of consciousness is at the center of the universe, at the center of our being. Let us now apply further the instructions of the booklet, Liber 777. Let us mentally create, picture, or visualize our personal sacred space. It may be an inspiring temple back on earth, or it may be an inspiring place in nature, even the great temple of the cosmos all about us, or a sacred grove, or seashore, or high vantage point on a hilltop or mountaintop back on earth. Feel in the sights and sounds, the various impressions of the senses, both physical and psychic. Feel the exhilaration to be at this high point of consciousness, just like we felt the great exhilaration rising up into the cosmos and cosmic, into the depths of our being. You may wish to picture others on this conference call with us, and other seekers and students of the Rosicrucian Order Amorc. The Grand Lodge and Supreme Grand Lodge officers of the Rosicrucian Order Amorc conducting a sacred ritual convocation. And the visible and invisible masters, all with us through the one soul in unity. As you fill in your celestial sanctum, you may wish to picture stained glass windows of other works that show Rosicrucian and mystical laws and principles that we're applying now. Soon we'll release this mental creation or visualization of our personal celestial sanctum. I'll indicate when, if you're ready. Feeling the upliftment, feeling the exhilaration at this high point of consciousness. I invite you now to release the visualization and mental creation through the subconscious mind into the cosmic mind, saying, if it pleases the cosmic, it is done, so mote it be. Now let us dwell, applying the law of silence. Meditation is a profound act of non-avoidance. Feel all there is to feel. Feel all that can be felt. In this way, be receptive. Let go and surrender to the divine within. Meditation comes increased sensitivity, but also increased strength and wisdom to harmonize with that increased sensitivity. In this way, let us apply and undertake another spiritual operation of the Rosicrucian Order Amok and its work and worship. I invite you to join with me now in the work of the Silent Council in conjunction with the Council of Solace, the Grand Lodge of the Rosicrucian Order Amok, by sending metaphysical aid. Let us radiate love and well-being to all those who petition the Council of Solace, the Grand Lodge, for guidance and healing. And let us radiate love and well-being to all those who petition affiliate bodies of the Rosicrucian Order for guidance and healing. And let us radiate love and well-being to all those you know who are in need of guidance and healing. And finally, let us radiate love and well-being to all sentient beings throughout the cosmos who are in need of guidance and healing. Let the radiations of love and well-being flow from you in the depths of your being, your heart and mind, like a great floodlight, filling the universe, reaching all in need. Use great inner spiritual force to get the flow going. Let the divine within assist. And feel the exhilaration of the flow as we felt like the exhilaration as we rose to the heights of the celestial sanctum, where we dwell now. Since the radiation is blowing out, great radiations of light. At a certain point, I think you'll find they speed up and you'll know you're reaching those in need. And even at a certain point, you'll no longer need to make conscious effort for the flow to continue. Let the divine within take over as it knows this. Exercise well. And when that happens, just surrender to the flow. Knowing that the natural healing forces of the universe are being charged and directed in those in need, so they can be healed, made whole, regenerated. Soon we'll formally conclude our period of sending metaphysical aid. We'll be assured that it'll continue as a way of life and part of our mission in life. And we'll meditate a while longer. Close this period of sending radiations of love and well-being. I invite you to say with me now, if it pleases the cosmic, it is done. Cosmic law fulfilled. So mote it be. Now let us continue to dwell at the heights of the celestial sanctum, the center of the cosmos, the center of our being. Let our minds expand to become the cosmic, fill the universe, just like we radiated love and well-being throughout the universe. Let our minds become the cosmic, the universal intelligence back of the cosmos. Let us feel as the cosmic feels. Let us think as the cosmic thinks. Let us be the cosmic. Let us assume the cosmic now. Now, having entered into the rejuvenation, the experience of the Christ consciousness, the consciousness of the cosmic, I invite us to invoke the law of gratitude, this opportunity of service for cosmic attunement, and in turn express our gratitude to all those who have taught us well, as we radiate our love and well-being to them, and to all those who have loved us well, as we radiate our love and well-being to them, and to all those who have sacrificed well on our behalf, as we radiate our love and well-being and thanks to them. Now let us begin our descent from the heights of the celestial sanctum, moving at tremendous speed way beyond the speed of light. We pass by the nebula and the galaxies, stars and the stellar phenomena, enjoying the great harmony of the spheres, the great music of the universe. Taking in the awe and wonder and beauty of it all. Past galaxies and stars, the nebula, the great cosmic web connecting the stars and galaxies. We see in the distance the Milky Way galaxy, our local home. We're struck by its beauty as we plunge into the great arm where we dwell. And again, past nebula, and asteroids and planets and rogue planets and comets, stars and quasars and pulsars. And see in the distance the beautiful elliptical orbits of our solar system's planets. Great energy of the sun, our star. Return back to the temple of the earth. In the hemisphere where we left off. Our continent, a great nation or country. province or state, or county, now our local geographic area, or village, or town, or city, now back to our neighborhood. And I invite us to say together the following prayer invocation. May the God of my heart sanctify this attunement of self with the celestial sanctum. So mote it be. We continue to descend on the building where we left off, back into our surroundings or room where we left off, feeling rested and re-energized, more fully ourselves, more attuned with the cosmic consciousness through all our expressions of awareness and alertness and consciousness. Thank you. Continuing now our consideration of the Rosicrucian affiliated body. By the term AMARC affiliated body, we are referring to local groups of the Rosicrucian order AMARC, including the discussion group, the atrium group, the Praeneus, the chapter, and the lodge. If we live close to a Rosicrucian affiliated body, or if we do not live close to a Rosicrucian affiliated body, there are still many online activities and discussions organized by the Rosicrucian order AMARC. I'll give you some resources on that, particularly through the rosicrucian.org website. Also, there are opportunities to travel afar for mystical days, mystical weekends, workshops, Rosicrucian University International RCOI classes, Rosicrucian tours, and more. Now, these local groups form an evolving progression as we grow in our own understanding. And if it's feasible, it may become a lodge where there's initiations. But whatever affiliated body you're at, they're equally sacred and valuable to us. And these groups are by intention particularly conducive for the application of the law of service and the law of evolution. So let us consider first our own experiences of AMARC affiliated bodies and those we have observed, and also how those experiences have assisted us and others in maturing, becoming more fully ourselves, experiencing the abundance of life, progressing in self-mastery, increasing our capacity for and avenues of service. Now, if we're not familiar with AMARC affiliated bodies, let us use this opportunity to learn about their purpose. And we can also have in mind other related experiences we have had in working with others in service on a shared goal. Now, in terms of the Rosicrucian group, its purpose and ideals, I can say that the ultimate aim of the AMARC affiliate body is, as one of our officers has said, is to provide the opportunity for each member and ultimately each person to evolve from a neophyte to a self-master. That is one just learning the ropes to one mastering them, so to speak. The Rosicrucian group, especially the lodge, assists us in the perpetuation of the initiatory transmission of gnosis, the deep knowing and wisdom, and the attendant Rosicrucian laws and principles. In this regard, harmonium is one of the central Rosicrucian principles. It is something for us to experience daily as a way of life. That was part of our period of meditation. Build us up even more in harmonium. And by that, we mean harmony within the body, in kinship with other persons, and the environment, and with the cosmic. And the Rosicrucian group affiliation has a special relevance for our experience of harmony or harmonium. The Rosicrucian group affiliation explicitly applies to the attainment of harmony in the sense of the above, with the central purpose of harmonium. And the group affiliation provides a wealth of opportunities for AMORC students to fully experience the Rosicrucian initiatic tradition and fraternity and to be of service. In the process, we become self-masters and assist others in service to attain that self-mastery, the full growing up, the full realization of the divine within as our true nature and guide. Rosicrucian members and groups also add to AMORC's knowledge, tradition, and vitality. The Rosicrucian group fortifies the individual aspirant on the demanding way of perfection. The group working together is key. Persons of wide-ranging backgrounds and personalities draw on their strengths and creativity for great collective accomplishments and acts of service. I just saw that several days ago, the mystical day of Cosmos Perneus in southwestern Ontario in Canada. All involved worked so well together, planned so well together, that the great work of the order could manifest, and we were all uplifted and healed in the process. Indeed, we have a common purpose, common goals, affiliate bodies, personal progress, self-mastery, illumination, helpful service to humankind and the environment. It allows a great focalization, like we saw those great rays of light and well-being and wisdom radiating out from the Shekinah in the painter Nicomedes Comenius' work that I showed you. It's the last slide. Now, these commonly held goals are thereby reinforced in each student and together expressed in ways not possible when working more on one's own. The group provides training in a variety of roles, which develops the aspirants' our full potential. And we look to the older students or members and officers have a strong, dignified, creative, and inspiring influence on those joining the affiliate body in the order. And to have a receptive understanding of the students' needs. At the same time, the enthusiasm of the newer members assists all to rekindle that freshness, sense of discovery, and wonder, which is always available to us as we attune with the master within cosmic. Indeed, as past imperator Ralph and Lewis mentioned to us, for something to manifest or come into fruition, an assisting medium may be required. For example, sound vibrations need a medium such as air for transmission. And B, electricity, especially at lower voltages, needs an effective medium such as copper wire for conduction. The Rosicrucian group is such a medium for mystical development. Now, I'm thinking further about the value of fraternalism, brotherhood and sisterhood, and interpersonal interaction. We need to be in personal relationship with others, whereby the best, not the worst, is cultivated within us. In the inspiring and challenges of the Rosicrucian group, here too is one Rosicrucian officer mentioned, to become fortified by realizing that we are studying in an actual crucible of human nature. We find persons undergoing a process from which they slowly emerge as the pure metal of the developed soul personality. Indeed, the Rosicrucian group places one in the laboratory of human relations. It's a type of alchemical laboratorium where we can be in contact with, serve with, learn with, and from a wider range of persons than we meet in other parts of our life. We see firsthand the effects on ourselves and others, working to express noble principles. We have a special opportunity to work on developing the virtues within ourselves and be tested, strengthened, and transmuted in human relations and in shared and at times differing approaches and viewpoints. We find ourselves called upon to use unused or unrealized talents to perform some voluntary duty. We awaken our potentialities. It's exciting to hear others' ideas and rise to express our own ideas, that is, find our voice. And through mystical convocation related activities, the affiliate body, there's a collective attunement. Rosicrucian groups become, as mentioned by past imperator Ralph M. Lewis, a focal point or an effusion of the cosmic mind. And in service, radiate from the East during mystical convocations, love and well-being in one's community and the world. The affiliate body provides a medium to derive the most from our AMORC studentship and membership. Indeed, AMORC is not only a school of study, but also fraternal brotherhood and sisterhood. Members can find opportunities for wise counsel and compassionate understanding and complement the class master, Grand Lodge, and the central guidance of the master within. Over time, members and students increasingly glean their part in a profound chain of mystical lineage with their initiators, the affiliate body, and the order as a whole. And really, to all this, of course, is the guidance from the master within. The attentive outer self will feel inspired and ennobled by the inner self. The guidance of the master within gradually reveals a perfect way through life, in which one's attunement with the cosmic and its expression and service are central. That was part of our meditation experience and the work of the Silent Council. The key expression of service is our mission in life. And our mission in life may be private. Others, if needed, will discern it in our works and actions. And one's mission in life will have some direct or indirect import for the affiliate body. One's attunement with the cosmic will always be of great value to the affiliated body. In turn, one's cosmic attunement will be increased and intensified by this special fraternal contact. Indeed, it was designed to do so. And by this design and structure of the affiliate body, the inner self can find special opportunities for intensified expression and service in affiliate body activities. However, at times the outer self may feel overwhelmed by what it has been called to assist in doing, in heeding conscience, and fulfilling one's mission in life. Such times, we need to draw again on the infinite resources and loving understanding that are always available through the master within. In this manner, the energy of the fear and suffering of the outer self is alchemically transmuted into unspeakable joy, astounding wisdom, and expansive caring. So, by way of conclusion, I'd like to mention that we've been considering the Rosicrucian affiliate body, and it allows us great opportunities to serve and evolve with others. And this group affiliation provides a wealth of opportunities for AMORC students to fully experience the Rosicrucian initiatic tradition and fraternity, and to be of service. And in the process, we become self-masters and assist others in service to attain self-mastery or harmony with all. And then we're the living, radiant embodiment of the tradition and the divine within.